In preparing for this event, I've been thinking about creativity a lot, about what it takes to create life in general, but more specifically, what it has taken for me to make my life, well, my life. Families, good, bad, or indifferent, we all have them, and this was the family that launched me, provided me with so many sweet memories and so much of our own uniquely crafted brand of dysfunction, a lifetime of material to examine, celebrate, and explore. I'm a child of the 60s and 70s. I was a good kid, mostly easygoing and definitely eager to please. And during my early years, I was definitely not interested in rocking any boats. I flourished in school, and unlike my family system, this was a system that I understood. I got great grades. I was a National Honor Society inductee in 10th grade. I was a class officer, and in my senior year, I was elected to be student council president. Yet, upon graduation, this girl was clueless about who she was and what she wanted from life. I'd been too busy being what I thought others wanted me to be. I thought about joining the Navy. I tried college for a very short time, but I couldn't find my place there. I became a nomad of sorts as I sought to find my way in the world. I tried factory work, which was the world of my parents. I followed a boyfriend to Atlanta. I moved to Hawaii on a whim with a girlfriend and lived there for a while, consciously and unconsciously seeking to find out who I was. I landed in Boston for a time to live a raw foods lifestyle. I studied yoga and other avenues of alternative health, still searching for ways to connect mind, body, and spirit. And along the way, I met John, a kindred soul who sought to answer similar questions through creating art and writing songs that also happened to capture my heart. Our wedding announcement made a ruckus. Some folks loved it. Others thought it was fake or that we were making a mockery of marriage when we truthfully described our potluck affair under a full moon. We had plans to continue our bohemian travels, but the births of our children, quite wonderful home births, and the support of an incredible community convinced us to make York home once more. One more step on the path of becoming. We took a 4-month backpacking trip to Europe when our firstborn was a 1.5 years old. With wanderlust deeply ingrained in our souls, we stayed as long as our money lasted. Blessed with good health, a strong community, and just enough money to get by on, I became a stay-at-home mom managing daily life while homeschooling our kids and living off the grid for a time. I did get permission. John Lennon sang, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans," and I found that to be true. I loved so much of my life, but I felt torn and still wondered, who am I really? Therapy helped. Then in my late 30s, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Suddenly, priorities crystallized. I fully and consciously made a choice and embraced parenting and being a stay-at-home mom. But I also moved myself and my dreams off the back burner. I discovered Unitarian Universalism, and something deep inside clicked, a subtle but persistent call to ministry. But first, I needed that college degree. So at the age of 47, I became a college freshman, and then I fast-forwarded to that point. My search for my life caught fire in other ways, too. To celebrate my 50th birthday, I took part in an outward-bound canoeing trip that both challenged and inspired me. At age 54, I challenged myself again by running in my first marathon. It really was my only marathon, too. Looking back, it's hard to imagine how all this happened, but over about a dozen years, I was able to broaden my worldview even more with trips to Italy, Australia, England, and Kenya, all while working full-time and fitting school in, somehow. My sight was still set on ministry, but at the age of 56, I found myself wrestling with my own prejudices around aging. Was I too old to follow this call? Finally, winning that match, I entered seminary, and I also became a grandmother. Persistence and wrestling down fears paid off. At age 62, I received a Master of Divinity degree and was ordained as a Unitarian Universalist minister the following year. It has taken a lifetime of asking myself all the big questions, seeking to figure out who I really was and what I wanted to do. And to quote the poet Mary Oliver, with my one wild and precious life. But through listening as carefully as I knew how to and answering this call, I feel like I have finally come home to myself. And the show isn't over yet. More opportunities to create the next chapters, but for now I feel like I have come full circle. Joys, struggles, lots of questioning, seemingly endless seeking, years of persistence. In the end, nothing at all wasted. Always held by the perfectly imperfect love of family.